how to endorse your RN license from New York to Massachusetts. Hi everyone, another day, another information to share. So for those of you asking, how am I able to endorse my RN license from New York Board of Nursing to Massachusetts Board of Nursing? So this is how I did it. So disclaimer, you should be in the US for you to be able to proceed on this procedure or steps. Yes, they need a SSN number for you to proceed. First, just search on Google Massachusetts Board of Nursing. After that, just click for the Massachusetts Board of Nursing and then just scroll down. And then scroll down, there's an option there that you're going to click license in another state, apply by reciprocity. So when you click that, they will give you the information or the requirements that you need for you to be able to apply. First, you need a nurse's license verification system. Just click that link and then you will proceed to the nurses and you will need to pay. You need to verify your license and then send it to Massachusetts Board of Nursing. Then the application fee is $275 per application and license fee is $30. So if you are educated outside United States, there is a information on how are you going to proceed. Just click that link and they will give you information. Click the information for nurses educated outside of the United States. So here are some of the requirements: English proficiency exam or your IELTS. So for non-US educated, you can go to different credentialing agency for your education to be verified or evaluated. You can go with True Merit or CGFNS, Joseph Silney, or the evaluation company. I use CGFNS and you can also use this one, whichever you prefer. So at the bottom, there is a instruction on how to proceed for Massachusetts Registered Nurse Licensure by Reciprocity. So here you can see the detailed or the step-by-step that you needed to do. Just follow the step-by-step procedure. It's better if you follow the step 1 and go with step 2, so you can just check this out. You can just print this so you can easily know what's your next step. The most time-consuming that you're going to do in this process is gathering all of your requirements, especially when you're about to start your credentialing evaluation via True Merit or CGFNS. With the CGFNS process or True Merit, you need to submit all of your diploma, high school diploma, you just need to upload it. But with your college diploma, you need to send it directly to them from the Philippines, going here to True Merit. You're going to send as well your TOR to True Merit. There's a form that needs to be filled out by the registrar and needs to be sent in through True Merit. And then, if you're also a board passer in the Philippines, you're going to send your licensure or licensure verification to True Merit. Of course, you're going to send your licensure. If you are NCLEX passer, the verification needs to be sent as well to True Merit. And there's additional fee when you're going to evaluate all of these papers in True Merit. I believe it's like around $400 or so. Later, I'm gonna show it to you. Usually, it takes several months to finish it. Usually, if you're lucky enough, 1 month. If not, probably 2 to 3 or 4 or 5 months. It depends on how would they able to receive your documents or how fast are they going to receive your documents. Because remember, all of your documents came from the Philippines. So sometimes it takes time for them to receive all of it. So with regards to applying to CES, you're gonna need to go to that link, the True Merit, formerly known as CGFNS. And in their website, you're just gonna need to find on how to process your CES report. Just look for that one and you will find it. Previously, when I apply for verification or evaluation of my credentials, their name was CGFNS. So I think after several years, they changed it to True Merit. And they are just the same. The bottom of the website, there is like United States. Just click that and select the credential evaluation. Then you will see the credential evaluation service professional. Click that one. So after clicking that, you can see the SES report or SES service. Then you need to select a state. You're going to select Massachusetts because in this video, we're going to transfer our license to Massachusetts. Top corner, you're going to select registered nurse endorsement because we're going to endorse our license from New York Board of Nursing to Massachusetts Board of Nursing. And then you will see what you're gonna need to do with that one. Registered nurse endorsement. So either you select the verification letter or your CES report. Here are the requirements that you need to submit. Secondary school information, licenses, registration, university diploma. All of that, you need to submit that documents directly from your school going to True Merit. And submit a TOR that comes from you. It should be directly from your school. Then they also required a English language proficiency requirements or your IELTS. So a few years ago, I already had my IELTS exam back in the Philippines because when I first started here in the US, I am first a medtech. So being a medtech, we required or they required me to have a IELTS and also visa screen certificate from CGFNS. So I already had that IELTS exam. According to here, you should have your passing scores are to be less than 2 years old. And the scores need to be submitted from IELTS to directly to True Merit. You can't submit it like on your own. They should be the one sending it to True Merit. So let's go to fee. Let's view the fee chart here. Just like what I mentioned earlier, there is another fee for this evaluation. So for SES professional report application, it is $485. And even if you haven't submitted all of your requirements, you're gonna need to pay first. Want an expedited review service, you're gonna need to pay additional of $425. So, assuming that we already finished all of this evaluation process, we already sent all of our documents to True Merit, and we're just waiting for the evaluation result to come out. So, we're just gonna need to go back to the Massachusetts Board of Nursing to start the other steps. I would suggest to wait for the True Merit verification evaluation report to come out before applying to Mass Board of Nursing. Because if you already apply for the Mass Board of Nursing, you're gonna need to pay additional for this. So the whole process would take, usually if you already have the evaluation, it will take like 1 month to 3 months.